Against a backdrop of missile tests and mass protests, President Donald Trump signaled restraint in his approach to Iran. Trump said that Iran halted the killing of protesters, following his direct warnings to its leadership. He cautioned that the United States would respond decisively if Tehran resumed its nuclear ambitions. "We hope there's not going to be further action," the president noted in an interview on January 21. His remarks came during a CNBC interview at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Trump was pressed on the U.S. Navy's carrier strike group deployed to the region after Iran's protests erupted. He explained the move followed reports of Iranian forces shooting people in the streets, according to reports. Trump further claimed that Iran's leaders had planned to hang 837 protesters, but called it off after U.S. warnings.
So with Iran, they were going to hang 837 people. And I let them be known that, and we let them know that if that happens, that will be a very bad day for them. And they decided not to do it. They didn't hang the people. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future, but supposedly they've taken that off the table. But they were going to, last week, they were going to hang on Thursday or Wednesday. They were going to hang, I think, 837 people. And they didn't hang anybody. So we're just going to have to see what happens with Iran.
Trump said that stopping the planned executions in Iran was one of his major concerns during the late December unrest, and that it weighed heavily on his response. He warned that if Iran were to resume what he called threatening behavior, the United States could once again launch military attacks in response. According to multiple reports, around 5,000 people have been killed in the protests that have swept Iran since December 28, underscoring the scale of the crackdown. Trump subsequently added that the United States would also keep a close watch on Iran's nuclear program, signaling that Washington's pressure would extend beyond the streets to strategic capabilities. As Donald Trump refocused on Iran's nuclear program, he said, and I quote, "I guess. I mean, look, it's a rough place. It's a place that we hit very hard. We're going to find out where they are now about what they're going to do with nuclear. They can't do the nuclear. The one thing I've been strong on, they can't do the nuclear. Now, this attack that we did at the time, which is now a little bit older than what happened in Venezuela recently, which was equally as good, but the attack in Iran, if they do it, it's going to happen again." Unquote. The United States has built up a massive military presence across the Middle East over the past few weeks, significantly increasing its ability to respond quickly to any escalation. Washington has positioned roughly 30,000 troops, along with tactical aircraft and at least 6 warships in the region, underscoring the scale of its forward-deployed firepower. The USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Group has been redirected to the region and is now operating largely dark, with minimal public signaling. F-15E Strike Eagle fighter jets have been deployed to provide both strike capability and air defense cover. KC-135 tanker aircraft are in place to support long-range air operations and keep combat jets in the air longer. C-17 airlifters are surging additional troops, armored vehicles, and defensive systems into forward bases. Abrams tanks and Bradley fighting vehicles have been moved into the region to strengthen ground forces. Specialized counter-drone missile systems have been deployed to defend against unmanned aerial threats. Around 30,000 U.S. troops are already stationed across the region, forming a substantial forward presence. At least 6 U.S. warships are operating under Central Command, adding significant naval firepower and flexibility. The recent U.S. military buildup in the region comes as tensions surge following Iran's deadly crackdown on protesters, drawing global concern over further escalation. Reports now suggest that President Donald Trump is pressing his senior aides to draw up a detailed military plan for possible action against Iran. According to the Wall Street Journal, officials in Washington are still weighing what they describe as decisive military options, without ruling out large-scale strikes. Key Iranian centers, including the headquarters of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, are reportedly among the top potential U.S. strike targets being discussed. Earlier accounts indicated that Trump previously held back from launching strikes, amid doubts over whether military action would actually bring about regime change in Tehran. On January 20th, Trump told reporters that a military option against Iran remained not off the table, underscoring that force is still under active consideration. Iran, meanwhile, claims it has successfully tested a ballistic missile with a range of up to 10,000 kilometers, signaling a dramatic extension of its reach. So far, that missile claim has not been independently verified by international observers, leaving questions about its true capabilities. If confirmed, Iran's expanded missile range could potentially place parts of the United States within striking distance, sharply raising strategic alarm. U.S. officials warn that Tehran is accelerating its long-range weapons development, fueling fears that a localized standoff could spiral into a wider regional or even global war. Notably, Iranian officials have also issued fresh threats toward the United States over alleged plots to assassinate Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, further inflaming an already volatile standoff.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.